Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever picked up a manga that you knew deep down was going to challenge you, make you uncomfortable, maybe even make you question things, but you just couldn't put it down? Because that, my friends, is the quintessential Shuzo Oshimi experience. And today we're diving headfirst into his latest and arguably most provocative work, Welcome Back, Alice. Before we get into the messy, beautiful, and often unsettling world of this manga, if you're a fan of psychological dramas, deep dives into complex characters, or just want to see what I think about the latest and greatest in manga, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on Oshimi's work, or if you've read Welcome Back Alice, let me know what you thought about that manga. And of course, a like on this video helps us immensely. All right, let's talk about Welcome Back, Alice. As a longtime fan of Oshimi's work, and you know I've read everything from The Flowers of Evil to Blood on the Tracks and Inside Mari, I always go into his series expecting a certain level of psychological intensity and a willingness to explore the darker, more uncomfortable corners of human relationships. But Welcome Back, Alice, this one takes it to a whole new level. The story centers around a seemingly innocent childhood trio: Yohei Kamikawa, our protagonist, Yui Mitani, his long-standing crush, and Kei Murota, their enigmatic mutual friend. Their lives get irrevocably tangled when Kei, who had moved away, suddenly reappears in high school, but with a dramatic difference. Kei is now presenting as female, with long hair and female school attire. Kei's declaration, "I'm actually a guy, but I'm done being a guy," without explicitly stating a desire to be a woman, immediately throws Yohei into a maelstrom of confusion and conflicting desires. He's torn between his old feelings for Yui and a burgeoning, unsettling attractions to Kei. Now, let's talk about these characters, because they are the beating, often bruised heart of this manga. Yohei Kamikawa, or Yo, starts as your average high schooler, defined by his crush on Yui, but Kei's return shatters his world. He's plunged into this intense internal struggle, grappling with his desires for both Yui and Kei, leading him to question his own sexuality and identity. His journey is marked by profound confusion about love and relationships, and it leads him to contemplate following Kei's path of existing neither male nor female. There's a particularly controversial and disturbing scene where Yohei attempts self-harm, taking a knife to his genitalia and symbolizing his desperate yearning for purity and liberation from his perceived masculine identity. It's a moment that really sticks with you, for better or for worse. Then there's Kei Murota, the absolute catalyst of this story. Kei is visually striking, described as hauntingly beautiful and capable of completely dominating every scene therein, even drawing comparisons to Junji Ito's Tobi. Their sexually blunt and forward demeanor is a constant source of tension. Some readers, like myself, find Kei's portrayal to be a powerful exploration of gender identity and freedom from societal norms. In fact, some non-binary readers have found Kei's depiction very accurate to how it feels like to be a trans person, the trans experience, and the source of gender euphoria. However, Kei's actions are frequently perceived as manipulative, with some critics labeling them super rapey. There are explicit mentions of sexual assault bordering on rape scenes, with instances where Kei came on really strong, borderline rapey, despite Yohei saying no many times. This is definitely one of the most contentious aspects of the series. And finally, we have Yui Mitani. She completes this incredibly messy love triangle, harboring feelings for Kei while being the object of Yohei's affection. Yui is often seen as narcissistic, using Yohei's affection to provoke and manipulate Kei. Her abuse of Yohei is a frequent point of criticism, leaving some readers feeling completely poisoned by her character. Yui's desire for Yohei to remain a boy so she can fully embody a girl highlights a toxic dynamic that Yohei desperately tries to escape. What makes these characters so compelling and often so difficult to read is how they function as direct representations of Oshimi's own internal psychodrama. He explicitly states that Welcome Back Alice is about his personal discomfort with manhood and an introspective journey through the hell of sexuality. The characters feel like real people but selfish, pained, and at times vile. Kei and Yui aren't just individuals. They're almost symbolic of the two paths of masculinity that Yohei has to choose from. This blurs the line between fiction and autobiography, making the discomfort a deliberate thematic element. The thematic exploration is where Oshimi truly shines, and Welcome Back Alice is no exception. It's an unflinching look at the complexities that lie under gender identity and sex, offering explicitly honest experiences of teenage psychosexual development. It boldly explores the boundaries of gender, sexuality, and identity. This manga captures the essence of adolescent yearnings, confusion, and the ever-present adolescent desires to know who you are. Compared to his early works, like The Flowers of Evil, which explored self-imposed isolation and gender anxiety, or Blood on the Tracks, with its focus on abusive parenting and psychological unease, Welcome Back Alice pushes these themes further and faster. It's a more direct, raw, and deeply personal dive into Oshimi's own perpetual disquiet with his sexuality and gendered place in the world. Kei's character in particular embodies this rejection of traditional gender roles, stating, "I'm done being a guy." Artistically, Oshimi's style is a huge part of the manga's impact. His art is consistently realistic. The drawings are described as pretty and airy, which ironically makes the heavy and disturbing themes so easy to read. He's exceptional at drawing beautiful women and expressive faces that capture incredibly specific emotions. The skill is vital for conveying the intense confusion and raw emotional states of the characters. Every panel feels deliberate, contributing to a pervasive, creeping sense of unease. The art can also become abstract as the story progresses, mirroring the narrative's ambiguity and the author's own uncertainty. This ugly authenticity in his art refuses to shy away from the raw realities. Now, for the critical reception, Welcome Back Alice has been called breathtaking and phenomenal, with some, including myself, considering it one of the best works that they've encountered recently. This raw honesty translates into a sense of sheer catharsis for a significant portion of the readership, with some even suggesting Oshimi has bested himself with this work, surpassing his previously top tier Inside Mary in emotional impact. The non-binary approach of Kei and Oshimi's bold exploration of gender dysphoria and gender identity are widely appreciated. However, it's not without its significant criticism and controversies. The graphic content, including scenes bordering on sexual assault and Yohei's self-harm attempt, has drawn considerable critique, with some questioning the narrative purpose and finding them an uncomfortable read without much takeaway. Some reviewers felt the narrative became bogged down in later volumes, losing track of its message and becoming very abstract. There's a sense that the manga can be so self-indulgent that I struggled to get anything out of it, with Oshimi's afterwards sometimes contributing to this feeling of unresolved personal issues being aired. The ending itself has been described as empty and bland, failing to provide a clear conclusion for many. So where does that leave us? Welcome Back Alice is a bold, uncompromising work that truly embodies Shuzo Oshimi's unique style. As someone who loves his entire bibliography, I can say this manga pushes boundaries in its explicit and raw depiction of sexuality and gender identity in a way his previous works, while intense, didn't quite reach. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it doesn't offer easy answers, but that's precisely its strength. It forces you to confront difficult truths about identity, desire, and the pressures of adolescence. It's a significant, albeit challenging, piece of contemporary manga that solidifies Oshimi's reputation as a mangaka unafraid to explore the darker, more unsettling aspects of the human psyche. It's a work that will provoke strong reactions, both positive and negative, and that's exactly what makes it so relevant. It's a mirror to broader societal discomforts and unresolved tensions around gender and sexuality, and it compels readers to confront their own biases. If you're an Oshimi fan, you absolutely need to read this. Just be prepared for a challenging yet deeply impactful experience. What are your thoughts about Welcome Back, Alice? Have you read it or any other Oshimi works? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more manga reviews and discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.